again to two high-rises in one day. Again, so this is basically part 4 of this building here, of the Brickell Key building that we're working on, and it's going to be part 2 of the Miami Beach building, which is basically done at this point, so I guess it's going to be the last part of that job. This one is a lot larger. We're probably not going to be finished with this project until like November, and it's September right now, just for point of reference, because there's so much work to do here, and we're working also in coordination with the concrete restoration team. You can see that whole wall is opened up right there for access so that we can do the concrete stuff. So we'll look at that in a second, but right now we're starting over here on the phase 1 section, just so you can see what's going on. Again, the Polyfresko is done here. It's just a little messy from all the other construction going on, and there's some of the excess granules are washing toward the drains, so we've got to suck all those up, because what happens is when we're torching the seams, we're throwing the excess granules, which you can see, I think in the Molinex Ford video where we did the Ford, you can see in the Ford re-roof where we throw the excess granules in the hot asphalt bleed out. And so over time, the excess granules kind of wash off. And so it takes like a wet vac to kind of clean all that stuff up. But you can see that the Polyfresko is done on this side of the building. I'll throw a drone video over my face so you can see what the rest of the building is looking like. But that's what's happening over here on this phase 1 of this side. See City of Miami behind me. Back here you can see the Port of Miami. There's Fisher Island back there. So anyone who wants to know and reference where Fisher Island is right there, basically right when you're leaving the Port of Miami. Here's Key Biscayne over here. So we've got Key Biscayne, Fisher Island, Port Miami. You can see the bridge, the Rickenbacker Causeway going across to Key Biscayne. And then downtown Miami behind me, just so you can see and reference where Brickell Key is for anyone uninitiated to the city of Miami. But that's what's going on here on this building right now. And I'm gonna go down and we'll check out the rest of this job. One of the things to note here is that this door is gonna be replaced with a custom door. So we're still waiting for the doors because they're completely custom to be fabricated to meet the wind pressures of being 30 stories up or whatever we are. So you can see that this is unfinished, this door threshold. But basically this threshold per Polyglass's specifications has to be brought up to like right here. So this is gonna be much higher. Then we have to build a stair step right here for like tripping hazard reasons on the inside of the door. And then this door here is gonna be shorter. So basically it's gonna be like cut off down here because we don't want water to come through the threshold and get into the stairwell. So there has to be a certain lip of a certain size to make sure that water cannot migrate, you know, that way and down the stairs. So that's basically what we're doing here with all these doors. And they're just kind of in limbo because these custom doors, like nobody makes that size of the door without expanding this, and we need this to stay because this is structural header. So basically that's what's up with these doors. So I'm over on phase 3 now of the Brickell project, and you can see, I know these cooling towers are loud behind me, but you can see, you might remember last time in the last video, all of the structural rebar showing. You can still see it over there. But this stand in particular is brand new, fresh, rebuilt concrete now. Last time we saw this, there's rebar all over the place. It was like a skeleton, like structural skeleton. Now we have our fully formed concrete structure here. And you can also see on that column too. So this one here, we're finishing up a lot of this concrete restoration. I mean, like, look at this old roof here. This rocks and insulation and stuff floating. I feel like I'm in a moat right now. That's this old roof. You can see all this water under the structure that we have to work around. It's rainy season right now. In Florida, if you're not a Florida person and you're watching my videos, we have 2 seasons. It's rainy season and dry season. Rainy season starts around June and then goes through November. Dry season is December through May. That's why all the snowbirds come for dry season. But right now it's rainy season, so when you get constant rain, it's tough to work. Like, it already rained once today, and a bunch of our guys, we called them out because it was too wet for them to work. But you can kind of see here, not easy to work in these areas. You have to get down low and get tight to work and do this concrete in these areas. But you can see the shoring posts and these like temporary wooden structures just holding and stabilizing the newly poured concrete. So basically, to get the straight edges, you see how they have to build these platforms. That's why he was drilling that plywood in, is to keep this straight. You can see that's newly formed. I'll go over there and show you. So we'll do this firsthand as we crawl through all this, and you can see what it takes. Oh, tough to get through here. You can see there's a drain, and here we are in between the two cooling towers. And here's our stand. So you can see this is all freshly poured concrete right here. You see the wet concrete still. And so these stands we put in place so that we get a nice straight pour. Otherwise this concrete's not gonna sit. So this is how you get this concrete to sit in place and get these straight structural pours. You can still see all the rebar on some of these. Like this is newly finished. This is what it looks like. That's what it looked like after we chipped all the bad concrete out. So before, after, before, after. I get it, really it's more in curing process than after, but this is as cured our new concrete. You see the guys putting one of the stands right there. So we're building these stands, like these wooden stands to hold this concrete. And then here's before, when it's all scored up and we have our exposed rebar. In pour. And then back on that side, it's post when we get our wood out and we have our support structure completed. Just so you can see what happens to this roof when it rains. We couldn't bring this trash down because of the rain. Until now, it just stopped. But look at all this water up here. This is why we have a temporary vapor barrier. This is the vapor barrier. This whole roof is turned into a swimming pool because we don't have insulation down yet. But that's why you put the vapor barrier to begin with, is so that water doesn't come through. Because none of this water is coming through. Knock on wood. All right, so right now I'm on the top of the tallest point of the building. You can see there's still water up here because this is the vapor barrier. So again, this is why the vapor barrier is so important. There's no water coming through this right now on this section. The leak is actually coming through the walls right now. But this vapor barrier is stopping. You see all this water sitting up here from coming through when it was coming through the old roof. So that's why you do the vapor barrier, to make sure you don't get any leaking. You can see here's phase 3 behind me. There's just like 2 inches of water, and I don't want to bust it up here. But you can see right here, the cooling towers below me, phase 3. That's where we're doing our Perkins construction right now, concrete restoration. All the concrete everywhere else has already been done. Phase 1, we're actually going to start painting some of that next week. You can see the aerial light. It almost needs to be a little taller. I'm under the aerial light, so hopefully the plane doesn't buzz me. Aha, bad joke, right? Dad joke, bad joke. And then again, you can see the city and everything behind me, but it's good that we have this vapor barrier on, just because I know when you see the drone photos and videos, you're gonna be like, why is some of the roof gray and some of it white? This is not the final product, this is just vapor barrier. Tapered insulation is gonna go on top of this, and then the roofing system is going to go on top of the tapered insulation. So this isn't even part of the roofing system. This is just to stop this kind of water from coming through mid-construction. So here, we're entering the second tower of the day. You can see how this step up is done, where we wrapped up the lip here. We're gonna have to put the door threshold back in here still, but that's how it's done to make Polyglass happy. So here we are on the second tower of the day. You can see that the Polyfresko is now installed. We have details remaining, like Polyflash 1C on our detail flashings at our drain. Our walls are still missing the counter flashing. You can see right now we just have the wall wrap up and the termination bar where the stucco's cut. So we still need to do our counter flashing and then seal the counter flashing in before the stucco is done. And these details all still need flash with Polyflash 1C. But the field Polyfresko is all done, and you can see this is what I'm talking about of sealing the walls. You see this is the Polyflash 1C right here, and it's sealed in on the walls to seal the termination bar. And right here. And then here again, just like on the other building, you can see we have our Polyflash details here. When you do like a curb, you need to do all the corners. And right here on all of our wall flashing lines. And then even, I'll zoom in, but all these details right here have the Polyflash 1C details done. So all this is flashing with the polyurethane on all these details here. And I'll turn the camera around so you can see what it looks like closer up. So you can see how we wrapped up all these details. You can see the fabric in here, just like on the other project in the last video. You can see all these Polyflash 1C details. So polyurethane details here, all complete on all these random penetrations. So you can see what it looks like. And that polyurethane is moisture curing. So any water, like you see the water on the roof, that's actually gonna help it cure. And then this is what they look like before the Polyflash. You can see, just like we said in the last video, we were gonna box all this in structurally. You see I'm pounding this with metal. And then we're gonna wrap the paper up here, the cap sheet, so that this gets a full wrap on this box in here. But you can see this is all structurally sound here on this box in, which is so much better because now water's not gonna be hiding back there, which could potentially leak through wall flashings. Now we've got this whole thing just boxed in. I'm up on the upper tower now, and up here, you can see, because last time we just had the temporary vapor barrier down in the video, you can see all of our Polyfresko is complete up here. We just have to do our wall flashings. Again, it's just termination bar at this point. And there's barely any water up here now. This little spot back here is always gonna get a little bit of water. It's gonna be hard to drain that out, but it's kind of like behind everything, and the only point of exit is right on this side over here. So on the back side, there's a tad of water, but this thing was completely flooded last time when we were here. You can see there's actually like an exit right here for the roof, but they did a good job with this tapered because most of the water is coming out. You can see the brand new stainless steel trash chute right here behind me, nice and shiny and pretty. And up here on this section, you see this is still a concrete deck. We haven't done any of the roof here yet on this section over on the second tower. I'm gonna fly the drone now so you can get some overheads. And you can see we actually sealed up a lot of this bad metal here to help them out because it was rusted. So we coated some of that. But I'm gonna fly the drone right now, and then I'm gonna have to get out of here because I'm late to a meeting. But if you're interested in Perkins Roofing Services, give us a call from Miami-Dade, Broward, and the Keys, Monroe County, at 305-687-6521, i.e. 305 MIA Roof. We have two office numbers. And then for up north, Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie counties, 561-559 Roof. So you can see we're making progress on these two buildings here. It may be the last time that we're doing a video on the Miami Beach building because we're almost done. The other one, I'm sure we're going to be there a couple more times. So hopefully you enjoyed the video, and you can catch some of these details and see what's up. Thanks. See you next time.